In this video, we are hunting a box of nickels. We'll be looking for any older Jeffersons from the 30s, 40s, and 50s, including war nickels from 1942 through 1945, as well as buffaloes or anything made before that. We'll also be looking for any proofs, foreigns, Arizona varieties, or other oddities we can find during the hunt. Let's start the hunt, and I'll bring you in when we have our first find. Well, number one, and we already have our first find, and it's a pretty nice 1942. It's not silver and it's out of Philly, but it's so nice that it even has most of the steps left, so probably an album upgrader. That's a good find. Roll number 6, and we have our first nickel from the 50s. It is a 1955, minted in Denver. Roll number 7, and it's not really a find, but that is one of the most worn Jefferson nickels I've ever seen. And it's just a 1978 Denver. I saw the edge and it was so worn and thin, I thought it was going to be like a V nickel or something, but it's just a super worn nickel from the 70s. That's an oddity. Roll number 8, another Jefferson nickel from the 40s. It's just a 1941 out of Philly. Roll number 10, we have a fourth older Jefferson, and it is a 1959, minted in Denver. Roll number 13 had a couple different finds. First one of the box, Canadian from 1984, and a 1957 Denver. Roll number 16, we have another 50s find, and it is a 1954, minted in Denver. Roll number 18, another older Jefferson. It is a 1949, Philadelphia. Next roll, roll 19, another 40s Jefferson, a 1946, out of Philly again. Just cracked open roll number 20, and I already looked because it's a bit darker than the average war nickel, but that is a war nickel edge right there. Did already pull it out and look. I pulled it out and I did see the San Francisco Mint mark, so this is a 35% silver war nickel. Let's see what year it's from. 1943 San Francisco war nickel. That's an awesome find. Hopefully that means there's more in the box. Sam rolls that war nickel, and we have a 1947 Philly. Roll number 22 had two finds that are actually right next to each other in the roll. We first have a 1948 out of Denver, and another 1957 out of Denver as well. Roll number 27, we have another 40s find. This one is a 1949, minted in Denver. Roll 29, and we have a 1946, minted in Philly. Roll number 30, a couple more 50s Jeffersons. Oldest was a 1953, out of Philly, and there's also a 1959 out of Denver. Roll number 35, and we have another find. It is a 1941, out of Philly. Roll 36, and we have another older Jefferson. It's just a 1957 out of Denver. Roll number 38 had a nickel from the 40s and from the 50s. A 1946 out of Denver, and a 1958 that's also out of Denver. Roll number 39, and we have a pretty beat up 1949 minted in Denver. Roll 41, another 50s Jefferson. It is a 1956, minted in Denver. Roll 44, and we have a 1941, out of Philly again. Roll number 45, and we have our second Canadian in the box, and this one is from 1986. Roll number 47, we have first 2009 on the box, and it's been a while, but this one's out of Philly. Roll number 48, we have a 1941, and just like the three other 1941s, this one is out of Philly. Roll 49, we have the second 2009 out of the box, and this one is from Denver. Nickel box has been hunted. Let's go over the finds. We only had 7 estimates, which is about half of what we usually get. Pretty interesting. Side finds, we had 2 Canadians, 1984 and 1986. 2 2009s, one is a Philly. We have not gotten a Philly 2009 in very many boxes. We also had that extremely worn 1976, which is very interesting. Did get quite a few older Jeffersons, none from San Francisco. Did have that nice 1942 Philly non-silver in roll 1. The rest are just common dates in varying conditions, none too nice. Find of the box, 1943 San Francisco, 35% silver war nickel. Overall, this was a great box.